What up, Baby Bops? Purple of Artie here, man. YouTube's first influencer. Top 5 Coldplay songs. Coldplay, band from the UK. I did another video, songs that made me love the artist, and it was a Coldplay video. We're doing top 5 here. At number 5, I got Magic. Now, I'm a huge Coldplay first 2 albums guy. I like the first 2 albums like crazy, and I remember when this album was coming out, and everybody was talking about, oh, they might go back to that sound because Chris Martin just had a divorce, and everybody knows those first 2 albums are really like sad albums. Yeah, it didn't turn out to be the case. I think he really didn't pour his heart out into a lot of songs on that album, but I think Magic is a great song on that album. I love the bass line to it. I was fortunate enough to see them live. Shout out to my boy Nick for hooking me up with some tickets, and we went to go see him, and I remember just enjoying Magic a lot. It's a slower song, but it's got a groove to it, man. You can kind of sway and dance a little bit to it. Chris, of course, he sounds great on this song. I think, man, the bass player is just killing this song, and I'm a huge fan of bass. I love bass music. Yeah, Magic, number 5, I like it, and mainly because I didn't want to put the whole first 2 albums on this list. Number 4, I got Paradise. Now, this is when I was hyped to hear Coldplay. When I was younger, I wasn't really super into music when Coldplay first came out. It wasn't really my thing. I was searching out for particularly rock music, but by the time Milo Xylophone came out, I was like, yeah, I was into Coldplay. Those first 2 albums, I was listening to them from back to back in my Mustang. I think Paradise was the first single off this album. It might not have been. It might have been a different song, but I remember when I first heard Paradise, I was like, yep, I'm buying Milo Xylophone. I just thought it was really nice. It's classic Coldplay, big theatrical chorus, and the video was awesome. Just to see the elephant riding around, and I thought, man, this sounds a lot like a Rush of Blood. Like they're going back into a sort of Rush of Blood meets Viva La Vida kind of thing. I still listen to this song every now and then just to get those memories back from when I was absolutely just thrilled to hear new Coldplay. And yeah, Milo Xylophone has a soft spot in my heart, and Paradise is that song that really made it all fantastic to listen to, Milo Xylophone. So yeah, Paradise, great song. And number 3, I got Yellow. Man, Yellow is a song that I didn't know Coldplay wrote. I never heard it on the radio or anything. As a matter of fact, I think the first song I heard by Coldplay on the radio was In My Place, and Yellow was like the hugest hit that they had off of Parachutes. I remember buying Parachutes and listening to the album and just being like, whoa, yeah, Yellow's great. Yeah, Chris's flexing is awesome. High vocals, he can sing, man. He can sing, and he displays it very well on Yellow. And still don't know what that song's about. It's just really nice, catchy. I think the guitarist does a great job. He has a great lead on this song. I think the whole band comes together. They show you what their early sound's about. When I first heard this whole album, Parachutes, I was just like, wow, maybe I can actually somehow make pop music with guitars again. Because, I mean, most pop music was done with guitars, but in the early 2000s, a lot of people were doing electronic music to make pop music. But Coldplay really showed you that, hey man, guitars can still be popping. And Yellow was a huge one with such a mega hook and great sounding guitars, so the whole band sounds tight as well. And a lot of fans, a lot of diehard Coldplay fans love the song. Yeah, man, Yellow. At number 2, The Scientist. And I used to have an art class where the song would just constantly play on the radio. We'd have the boombox right there, and it'd be The Scientist. And I remember the song really made me want to play piano back in the day. I just remember seeing the video constantly on MTV2, not being bored with the song at all. The video was entertaining enough, very entertaining, should I say, not entertaining enough, but yeah, him going backwards, having to learn the song backwards, and it's a great song overall. I think somebody once told me that none of it rhymes, but I think it does rhyme at certain times. Scientist is great. I mean, it's a sad, sort of mopey song, classic Coldplay 2 albums, and I think A Rush of Blood is a great album, and The Scientist is such an amazing single. It's one of those singles that definitely elevated the band into superstardom, because before then, I mean, I never heard Yellow before then, and I really didn't know who Coldplay was, but the song was just constantly spinning. Yeah, it introduced the band to a new element, which was adding more keys into their music, which they later on just kept applying and dominating pop radio with that. But this one is great, The Scientist. at number 2. And number 1, Clocks. Clocks is also a song that was constantly spinning in my high school art class. I tell you what, man, that art class I thought lasted forever. Like I was in there for the whole dang 4 years of high school. It was probably 1 quarter or two quarters, and I just have very fond memories of that art class. I really liked it a lot. Yeah, Clocks was another song that was constantly played there. I think it's the first song I learned on piano because I also took a piano class in college. It was my first introduction to college, was playing piano, and I think it's hugely in part to Coldplay because I was like, you know what, I need to learn piano if I want to make these big old songs like Coldplay. Of course, retired now. My piano game's kind of weak. Picked up guitar and fell in love with that more. But yeah, Clocks was like one of the first songs I learned how to play on the keyboards. And it's just overall a great song. I think if you want to show anybody what Coldplay is all about, show them Clocks. Give them a rush of blood because I think that's the best album. And with me thinking that's the best album, the best song on that album is Clocks. There's other songs on there that are very awesome, fantastic. You know, Green Eyes, love that song. In My Place, love that song. A Whisper, love that song. You know, I almost put A Whisper at number 1 just because it would have been hilarious. A Rush of Blood, Clocks, Coldplay, fantastic, man. Great pop band. Yeah, man, let me know what you think. Let me know what Coldplay song I missed out on. You know, they got a big catalog. I could have put all the Parachutes on here. I could have put all of A Rush of Blood on here. Personally, like and sub, don't do drugs.